Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Stadium. We have done what I'm going to call the default center to our stadium. But like I've been saying, we're going to be able to swap out and change what the stadium holds in the middle. But we can't do that until the rest of the stadium is done. I'm going to give you a fair warning as well that this episode is likely going to have a few cuts in it, as I want to get a lot of progress done. But the progress that we need to do actually takes a lot of time. It's the seating. It's always the most boring part of doing any stadium, but it's like the most important part. It's really weird how boring it is just placing blocks in a ring, but without them, it's not a stadium, is it? So what I want to do is, see this inner red ring that we've got here? I want to change that up to another block, something that's not red. I want to use red as one of the majority colours in this stadium, but just not on that outer ring. So what we're going to do for that is I'm going to grab a bit of grass, and I'm going to say, let's turn the shaders off so it's not all blurry. From here to, well, that could do, but we'll go from there to there, and we'll grab our wand, and we'll go over there. We'll do the same thing. We'll change all of the red ones up to the cyan stained clay, or I should start calling it cyan terracotta. I don't know if any of you have seen the snapshots for the next version. What's it going to be? Minecraft 1.2, I think it is. But they're changing the name of clay to terracotta to match the glazed terracotta, the new blocks that are coming in. Just for consistency, they're renaming clay to terracotta, which is going to drive me insane if they do end up changing the IDs. Because at the moment, even on the snapshot, you can search for clay and it'll come up, even though it says terracotta on the blocks now in the snapshot. If they actually change that, it's going to confuse me, because terracotta, I don't know, it's just odd for me after calling it stained clay for so long. 159.14 with 159.9. Replace 159.14 with 159.9. There we go. I've just woken up, so my memory, my number memory might not be all that good. Already, that just looks so much of a neater, neutral block that we can then place advertising boards on if we do so wish. We also need to leave, I don't want to leave too much room because I don't want to waste room, but we do need to leave a little bit of room for like a walkway between this barrier and where the first seats are going to start. I'm thinking 2 blocks. I'm thinking 2 blocks is probably enough. So what seats are we going to have? I've been looking at stadiums, and white is obviously a very important block for the seats. It seems like it's a very neutral, very bright colour. So I think, you know what, I think I'm going to use wool, which is really weird. I don't think I've used wool at all in this entire city, but I think I'm going to be using wool for the seats. They have that sort of almost a texture that I think works okay in mass. And then this is 2 blocks. You know, that's probably not enough. 3. Okay, 3 works a lot better. And for the seating, I've been thinking about how I want to do it. There's a few ways that we can do it. There's full blocks, then like a path block, and then you have the next row of seatings, then you have like a path block, and then you have the next row of seatings, and we can do it like that. Now, there's a benefit to doing it this way, and there's a downside to doing it this way. The benefit of doing it this way is it's sort of more realistic, how you can sort of walk between the seats and then sit down when you need to. The downside is you actually halve the amount of seats that you can have in your stadium, obviously, because if we don't have this here, we can have seats here, 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 and here. And as you can see, we're also gaining more altitude doing it this way as well. And obviously this one doesn't be there. So we're gaining more altitude like this as well. We're getting more seats in, we're getting more height, we're making the stadium bigger. Another option is to use stairs. Now we have quartz stairs. Quartz stairs are white, and they have a sort of texture that would work well. And they look a little bit more, in a way, like seats. But we have a little bit of a problem with this as well. Well, not really a problem, more of an inconvenience. And that's that at the turns, one, it takes a little bit more time. But it looks a little bit strange if you do multiple of them in a corner. They lose their shape in a little bit of a weird way. So I think we're just going to stick with this. I think we're going to stick with just a white mass of seats to go round, and then I want to put some sort of design on these seats. Now, the ones that I see mostly on the two-tiered system have a colour. We're going to use red because I think red's a nice sort of colour that's going to go really well with everything else that we've got here. And they have, I've got a load of pictures next to me. They sort of have like a few seats, let's say one seat of white at the bottom, and then 2 rows of red, then 2 rows of white, then 2 rows of red, and things like that. So it ends up being like loops of white and red going up on this first tier. On the second tier, it then changes its design a little bit to either star patterns in the seats or the logo of the stadium that you're in. I don't know if you were the New York Wombats, it would have like a wombat face. I know it's not a real team. At least I hope it's not, because it's a terrible name. I'm going to feel really bad if there is a New York Wombat now. But yeah, they sort of have that sort of logo. I don't know if we're going to have a logo or if we're going to have some sort of fancy spirals or stripes or stars. I don't really know. But let me get down some of these seats. It's going to take me a really long time. So if this episode ends up being shorter than a normal episode, it's because I've spent like 5 times longer than a normal episode putting down seats. I'll be back. Okay, so after about 20 minutes of placing blocks, I realised 2 problems. Number 1, that this was going to take forever, even at the rate that I was placing blocks. And number 2, I was actually going out of shape. I was losing the contour of the ovals as I was getting bigger. I only got about 3 levels up. And I started to realise, hey, wait a minute, look at the map. We're looking a little bit too squished. And that's because as an oval gets bigger, its diameters change at a different rate to just adding 1 block. So I thought there must be a way that I can do this with World Edit, and there is. I thought you could only do like round things, but oh no, you can do pretty much anything, even 3D shapes. Much more powerful tool than I thought. So I have here, let's change this to stone to wool, and boom, we get ourselves a perfect what's it called, like an oval or elongated sphere, whatever you want to call it, that now keeps to the bow of the oval. We no longer have 3 blocks here and 3 blocks here, because that's not how an oval works. We're keeping with the bow of the outside, which is the more important one. This is obviously straight where it shouldn't be technically, but it suits for us for the inside, but not for like shape wise. So now what I'm hoping that we can do is we can go up in the air, we can go up by 1 block, is what I'm hoping, and then make this either 1 block bigger each time or 2 blocks bigger each time. I don't know what one it's going to be. I know if we do it 1 block each time, we might break some stuff, but it looks about right. Now, obviously, we are going to have these little holes. See these little holes in the corner? We are going to have that because as a sphere gets bigger, Minecraft can't work it out perfectly, but I'm fine. I am fine with that. Now, let's just do that one again, but with wool red. Yeah, perfect. Go up another one. We stick. We keep with wool red. I want to make sure that I'm on this grass block and not like just hovering over another one. 66, 49. Oh, this is making it so much easier. So we take away red again. We go 67, 50, 51, 68, 69, 52. Now this works well. Ooh, no, undo. This works well when you're doing wool red, a striped pattern like I am. But when it comes to doing like a star pattern on the top, you're sort of on your own with that. You're going to have to just at least start with all white and then add the red in yourself afterwards. There's no shortcut to making shapes on angles of yeah, it makes no sense, does it? So I can't see how you're going to do that, how we're going to do that later on. We're just going to have to, I think, do it by hand. But while I can save some time, I for sure am. Wool red, 73, 56. Now I have no idea how close I am to the back, like how close I am to having as the amount of seats that I need. We are getting close. I would say another 5-ish or so, 4 or 5. Oh, yeah. Okay, and the seats look fine, as you can see, being full blocks. They just work. They don't look out of place or too high. They do just seem to work. That one, 59, 76. Whoa. Red, 77, 60, 61, 78, and oh, I can see on the map. No, I'm still a little way off. Wool, just normal again. 79, 62. Now imagine how long this would take by hand. I put my hand up to anybody that does this, like, on a console. Because that is just nuts to do. It took me, like, what was it, like a minute to do all that. And each one is like, I don't know, a few hundred blocks. Each ring is a few hundred blocks. And that has just saved me a bunch of time. A little bit of filling in at the end. That's a lot better than all of the filling in. But yeah, we've now got something that looks like a stadium. But I want to layer this. I want to have 2 layers on here. Which is going to mean going up a few more blocks. Whoops, I missed the pillar. I want to go up 2 more blocks. So we go up 2 blocks. That leaves this top seat being able to be stood on. And then we want... I don't technically need... It depends on if I want a flat... No, I probably don't need to. In fact, I could probably go down a couple of blocks. No. I think that's going to look... No, I'm going to keep it at the same level. Okay, so same level. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to come in a bunch. So wherever I come down on this one, I need to come down exactly the same on the other one. So if we do... Let's come down just by 20, just to see what it's like. So it's 60 by 43. Now that might be way too small. It's really hard to tell. We're basically exactly on top of the grey dotted line, the grey line. I can't even see it. Oh, it's there. I sort of lost it for a minute. I think that might be a little bit too small. So let's undo that. And let's go, let's add 10. No, let's add 5. Let's add 10. Let's add 5. And now we can see on the map. Yeah, okay, we're about in line with the bottom ring now. That should be good. So now, go away, map, please. Map, thank you. Now we just do it again. So I'm going to start again with 1 white. I like 1 white one at the bottom and then go into the doubles of 2s. I don't know why I like that, but I just do. So there we go. Wool, red, 66, 49. 67, 50. And we do this, oops, we do this all the way up now to the same point, if not maybe a little bit further back. 68, 51. We might even go further back than the red ring. Can you see the sort of red ring that goes around the outside? We might even go a little bit further back than that on this top row. I don't know. It all depends on design. I can't... It's so hard to see where you are because it all blends in together. Oh, yeah. Actually... Undo, undo. I want all of this white, don't I? I don't know if I'm on the right one or not. Yeah, I am. Okay, I am now. Yeah, I want it all white. We don't want any... We don't want the red stripes to continue up here because we want to put a different design on this section. 68... Oh, am I glad I found this. Can you guys appreciate how long this would take? I hope you can, because people do it. There are people that do it totally by hand. And I do not have the time nor the patience anymore for that. I built a city on the Xbox. And the only reason why that series stopped... giving birth to this series, in fact, a year or so later, was because it took so long to do anything. And I got... Oops. And I got so bored of it. That's the problem, is Roads were the worst with it. Oops, that one, yeah, 57, 64. Roads were the worst for it because roads took so long to make because they're so big, they're so flat, there's nothing to them. They're just a repeating pattern, and making a whole city worth of roads took forever. And I tried to sort of get ahead by doing a load of roads so I wouldn't have to then do any for a while. But then as soon as I filled it up and I needed more roads, I would just remember how it was like before and just go, no, I can't do it again. I can't go through and build a bunch more roads again. So I think we're about there, right? I mean, I think I'm actually bang on there. So now we've got the second row of seating around here, so we can sit down on this bottom floor. We can still see. I mean, it's a little bit tight, but you can still see the pitch at least. I mean, I think that's pretty much how it's like anyway. And there's usually big old pillars going right up through the middle of these as well to hold them up. That you always seem to get the seat behind one, don't you? It's just the way it works. At least at my local football stadium, it's like that. Now we do have the ability to go a little bit bigger if we wanted to. I don't know what I want to do on the top. I want some sort of cool color scheme on the top here or something. But that's looking like a stadium, right? Hiccups, right? Okay, well, I mean, we're probably starting to run out of time of a normal length episode here. Anyway, so you know what? I am going to finish it off here because I want to start something. I want to start the outside, which is a big project, and there's no point starting it now. We might as well start it on a fresh episode. So I'm going to leave the episode here, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. If you've got any ideas for the top row, the top level seating color scheme, then let me know. I don't know what I want. I was thinking, like I said earlier, of stars. Like a star here, 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 there. Like on all the four, on the 8 points. On the 8 points of it, I was thinking about a star. But if you guys have some other idea, I'll tell you what might look cool is a creeper face. If you had like a creeper face in the middle there, let's just give that a go. We've got enough time for that. There's no point starting the outside. We'll start the outside walls next episode when we've got a fresh episode to do it. We'll just build them up. I sort of have an idea with that, but nothing too set in stone. Okay, so a creeper face is... Let's just build a creeper face standing up first. Let's just do it over here. So a creeper face standing up, from what I remember, it's one of those things that you know the shape in your head, but for the life of you, you can't build it. No, that's not it. I know the eyes are like this. I'm close. I'm definitely close. That looks like a mustache. Hold on, I'll Google it. So much for a professional Minecraft player I am. I was close. It's that. Okay, there's your creeper face. Perfectly. Yeah, that is right. It looks a little weird, I suppose, because it's not black. But let's put that now as if it was facing down onto this. So we're going to need to scale it up as well. If we doubled the scale of it, so we made everything double, so each pixel now is a 4 by 4. So let's start with the eyes. Let's go up to about here for the minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. I don't know if we can do that. I might have... No, we're going to have to scale that down a little bit. Let's say every one block... And I can do every one block is 2. Yeah. No, I was well off. So that... 2. Yeah. I was just going way too big. I was timesing it by 4. Okay, there's one eye. And then the other eye would be... 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. I should have done it in the middle. Where's the middle point? Let's just find the middle. I just do like a block pattern that I know that I can easily replicate. Yeah, there we go. So that's the middle point. If we start from the bottom in the middle here, so we can go Oh, it's an odd number. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay, it's going to have to be slightly off-center then. We have no choice. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So then if we go that one, 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 and it's so hard. Scaling something up is the hardest thing to do in Minecraft. I'm just making the blocks one bigger, and yet I'm really, really struggling. Okay. We'll do it one block at a time. That block and that block. This comes all the way along here. I'm sure this is way wrong. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's better. Okay, this wasn't something that I should have started this episode. Oh well, you're getting a bonus out of it. It gives you guys some ideas to, some time to think about some ideas before putting them in the comment section then. Think about some ideas on what else we could do with this. Those two can go now. And then we want to do the same thing again. This one, this one, this one, that one, that one. And then in the middle here, we have these 4, right? And then these all have to be white again, because these were way too far out. We've got it. It's easy from here now. Like that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. Now that does look pretty cool, right? That's correct in if we double the scale exactly like that. However, I think because it's on a tilt, I suppose if we get in line with it, it'll make it more correct. Yeah, if we actually get in line with it, it makes it more correct. But down on this level, what we might have to do is shrink the mouth a little bit so it has more of a correct perspective. A correct perspective. I think I like that. I think that's pretty cool to have, actually. I don't know. I'll see. I might do the creeper faces, and then once your suggestions have come down, we might then change it up later on. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you're not already, then feel free to subscribe. I shall see you in the next episode.